Hey friends, and welcome back to the Reddit Rainbow, y'all. I would like to know what y'all think about the story that I'm about to tell. I would like to give a word of caution. This does have a trigger warning for animal abuse. If I'm being totally honest with y'all, I was just mostly confused the whole time. So grab your vibes and your delights, and let's jump into the story called Am I the Asshole for Refusing to Get My Daughter with Severe Social Anxiety a Service Dog and Forcing Her to Get a Part-Time Job after what she did? So we start with throwaway account because I don't want the whole family up in my business for this just yet. All right, the title is long-winded, I know, but hear me out. And I'll do my best not to comment so much because I already told y'all I was mad confused about this story, but I will just let you know when I get confused, okay? But also, I just wanted to let y'all know that I'm trying not to react because it is an update in here, and I'm trying to get as much in here as possible. My 45 female daughter, 15 female, suffers from severe social anxiety. It is incredibly crippling and has prevented her from many extracurriculars and even her education over the years. I left my job 5 years ago to start homeschooling her and have since put her in therapy. The therapist and I have been working on getting her into school more and more for the past year and a half. This is all to say, I'm not trying to shame my daughter for her social anxiety at all. It's just a debilitating thing to live with, and I can see that firsthand. Last month, the therapist recommended getting a service dog for my daughter in order to be able to help her navigate public settings better. Despite thinking this was a huge responsibility, I did see the excitement on my daughter's face. She really wanted a dog and seemed determined to continue her progress with the help of an animal. I was initially on board with this and started the necessary research required. However, a few weeks ago, I left my daughter with my sister-in-law for a few days because my mother is sick and I needed to visit her a few hours away, and my husband was on a work trip. The plan was for my sister-in-law to continue her homeschooling for as many hours as she could manage, but instead I got a call from her 2 days in demanding I take my daughter back home. I came to find out that my sister-in-law had to leave the house for a few hours and asked my daughter to take care of her senior dog. This dog is very old and small. She was adopted just over a year ago, so she's still a bit weary of people. My daughter, in an attempt to recreate some stupid online video, took this senior dog to the roof of the house and left her there. The poor thing was so scared that she shit herself on the roof, shaking while my daughter filmed. Of course, this didn't go to plan, and the dog ended up falling off the roof and into the swimming pool out of sheer luck. However, due to her age and size, the dog ended up breaking a few ribs and her paw. I have horrible anxiety and I have never wanted to harm an animal or put it on the roof. How did they even get on the roof? That we're asking a lot of questions. Anyway, when I heard this, I was absolutely livid. I confronted my daughter immediately, and she admitted to wanting to create a video she saw online. She then proceeded to use a defense that went along the lines of, the dog is old. If it were younger, then nothing would have happened. Okay, so she's ageist as well. She also mentioned that she didn't really think what she did was bad because it's an unloved shelter dog with no real value, like a service dog or a newborn puppy. Okay, somebody told her that. Because what the fuck? Also, it lives in a house now. It's got an owner now. Anyway, I'm trying guys. I'm sorry. I have no idea where she learned this from, considering neither me or my husband share these beliefs. Maybe she heard it online. I mean, she picked up other weird things online. I instantly told my daughter that she would not be getting a service dog. I also told her that she would have to pay her aunt's vet bill no matter what it took because the bill is in the thousands. She will have to find a way to make that money. I thought y'all said that she was homeschooled, so y'all expect her to get a job now? My daughter got upset and said I was being unfair because she can't get a job due to her social anxiety, but I told her that she should have thought about that before doing what she did. My daughter has since then been attempting to search for a part-time job that requires minimal face-to-face interaction. Despite me and my husband helping her, she was only able to find a waitress job. Oh my gosh. I'm just like, y'all couldn't make her do like extra chores or maybe take her to a food pantry. I don't know. Like, I don't know. A waitress job is not going to help with her social anxiety. You know what I'm saying? I asked my sister-in-law if she was okay with my daughter working the vet bill off instead, but she refused, saying she really had no interest in having my daughter anywhere near her house or her dog again, and I honestly thought that was fair enough. So I told my daughter that she had to find a way to stick with this because that vet bill was her responsibility only. Your sister-in-law just told you she doesn't even fucking care. She just keep that monster away. You know what I mean? Like, my husband told me I might be an asshole for suggesting our daughter pay off the entire bill and that we should probably just restrict her pocket money until the bill is paid off. Okay. Yeah. If she's really got social anxiety like that, then I think I would agree with that, kind of. Because she's not even asking for the money now. So you see why I'm confused now? I think that's not a good enough punishment because her pocket money isn't earned. It's what me and my husband give her for free time at the start of the week. Okay, and she's grounded because she hurt an animal and she doesn't get free time anymore. So I'm so confused. Also, this bill is entirely her fault and therefore her responsibility. It's unfortunate that the only jobs available are in customer service, but what else can we do? Literally anything else. My daughter's therapist also reached out saying she thinks it's wrong of me to completely take the service dog idea off the table, considering it's a medical necessity, as well as pointing out that suddenly forcing my daughter into an unfamiliar job may be a bit too daunting. Are my husband and my daughter's therapist right? Am I being too harsh with my daughter? Am I the asshole? The only asshole I see is your daughter because why did she do that? But also, I don't think you're wrong for wanting her to atone, but I don't know how this is the way. You know what I mean? All right, there is an update 1 week later, right? Okay, first off, I would like to say that although I was warned Reddit was absolutely brutal, you guys did not hold back. Shout out to the terrible people in the comment sections. And she read all of them. Also, to clarify, when I said a service animal, I was told that we would be able to get one to alert my daughter of panic attacks to help her calm down. However, after now speaking to other resources, we were explained that what the therapist was talking about was actually an emotional support animal. I don't understand your therapist. Because your therapist is reaching out to you and telling you how you're fucking up as a mom. And then they told you that she needs a service dog. And maybe that was like a communication error on the OP's part, but I don't know. Apologies for any confusion. This is all new to me. Oh, okay, so it might have been the OP. And yes, where we live in America, psychologists can prescribe simple anxiety meds. And also, yes, I obviously took away my daughter's phone and laptop after this. She's only allowed what she needs to complete her studies. On to the update, there was a lot of helpful advice and support, so I do feel like I owe you guys an update. Me and my husband have been fighting for weeks now on how to handle this. We did end up taking her to a psychiatrist, and she was diagnosed with severe social anxiety as before and also bipolar. We were told that the reason she wasn't diagnosed earlier is because she was far too young, and this is something that most likely only became really visible just as she hit puberty. So no, my daughter is not a sociopath. Sorry to disappoint. Okay. No, okay, that's fair. Okay, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, hopefully she's just a really dumb kid, right? With a complex brain. You know what I'm saying? And yes, we were told to continue homeschooling as it's too late to put her in school where everyone has already developed their own friendship groups, etc., etc. Another moment of confusion here. She's not allowed to go to school because people have already made friends, but she's allowed to get a job where people have been working together for years. I once again had to leave to care for my sick mother, which left my daughter with my husband. Apparently, while I was gone, my husband thought it was a genius idea to turn up to my sister-in-law's house and ask for my daughter to see the dog under supervision. My sister-in-law didn't agree, but was coerced by my husband? This is what I'm assuming because despite what my husband says, I don't believe she would have been on board on this. Okay, my daughter started crying and apologizing, claiming she felt so sad seeing the broken senior pup, too scared to come close to her. Y'all sound like monsters. I feel like the OP is making a lot of excuses for some monstrous behavior. What if the dad also sees no fault in her behavior? What if her dad is actually telling her this stuff behind her back? Because the OP swears that the husband doesn't hold these sentiments, but then he bullied his sister. My husband has since decided that in light of this, that my daughter deserves the ESA. There's a lot of true colors showing. I completely disagree with this stance and believe that she needs more support, therapy, and a large range of resources, not limited to an animal. Even if my daughter is genuinely sorry, this isn't a mistake that can be easily forgiven in a month. I still think that we should be pushing her to continue the part-time job, something she's beginning to do. She's been sent home from the restaurant a few times already for panic attacks and has even complained to vomiting during her breaks. I told her she's welcome to search for other jobs she might find easier, which she has started to do, although it's been almost 3 weeks of working, and I've asked her to do this a minimum of 2 months before quitting and finding something else. She's also not allowed to quit unless she comes to me with a different plan to pay the money back. All of y'all sound like monsters because the sister-in-law doesn't even want the fucking money back. She just wants her goddamn piece. You're insisting she gets a job and pays back this bill that's practically non-existent at this point. And the husband is bullying his sister, and the daughter sees all of this and thinks it's okay. And you can't convince me otherwise. I believe the father is the reason that the daughter is like this. And then what about you with this obsession with paying this money back that's not even being asked for? And then the daughter, I want to give her the benefit of the doubt so bad, but I wasn't doing this at 15. You know what I'm saying? I had horrendous anxiety at 15. My husband told me that he has started the application for the ESA, so he's just steamrolling you at this point. I was very angry and asked him to stop, but he argued that he thinks he should take over her care for now and quit his job while I worked instead. This is giving so many red flags. I disagree because I'm the one who's been handling it for 6 years, but apparently I don't truly understand just how sorry she is now. This is what I'm saying. I think that he's recognizing the same signs that he himself has, and he's going to be encouraging this child to do that. Oh man, this sounds twisted. And I said I was going to try not to commentate, but it is so scary. In light of this, I contacted my sister-in-law and told her I think it would be best if she filed a police report. I do want this on record because, as many of you said, they won't give my daughter an animal if they find out about this. Ooh. I guess the consequence, look, here comes a consequence, you know what I'm saying? Because who else is going to give you a second chance? The regular people aren't going to give you a second chance to do that. Only your family is. So look, here comes a consequence indeed. She agreed and did file a report, which is totally heartbreaking for me. It really hurts to have to do something like this to my daughter. You have to do what you need to do. And that's what some people forget as parents. Like, you want to love them, you want to be the good guy, but sometimes you got to fucking be the bad guy, okay? You are their parent always first. My husband did find out, and we've been arguing for days. He's incredibly angry, but I'm attempting to stick with this. I'm not sure how the next few weeks will pan out, but I will say that I'm incredibly worried for the future. I have no idea what to do or how to get my husband to see my side. This is very concerning. But thank you for listening, Reddit. And for those of you who gave advice and support, I really, really appreciate it. This commenter says this is a hill that they would die on. I'm not sure if that kid really deserves a dog. And you're right that it's going to be more than a month for this to be just let go. You feel me? Like she needs to really atone. Like, is she going to atone or is she going to abuse that animal? Because I heard emotional support animals, they're not trained like service dogs are, right? They're just a dog that you can get certified. That's what I heard, right? So is she just going to like kick the dog one day when she's having a panic attack because it's in her way, because it's trying to calm her down? Like, do we want to risk that animal to see if she's gonna do that? You know what I mean? Is it fair to risk that animal? I don't think so. This is a hill I would die on. That girl does not deserve a dog, and you did the right thing by telling the sister-in-law to file that report. I know that's hard for you, but it was, in fact, the correct thing. Your husband is being a Disney dad, and in the long run, that's not going to help your daughter at all. Hopefully, real-life consequences will show her how wrong exactly she did is, right? I actually commented on this post myself, and I commented, I wonder if the dad noticed the same mean streak in himself as in the daughter. He bullied his sister into letting them see the dog. That tells me a lot. I wonder if he thought what she did was funny. My other thought is, what if the daughter is playing the dad like a fiddle? It's wild all the way around, but ultimately not the asshole. I don't think she's the asshole, but I just don't understand anything that's happening in this family. All right, guys, I can't wait to hear what y'all think about this. Do y'all think she should have a dog? I don't think so. I think she needs time. You know what I'm saying? It's only been a month, like the mom said. But I also just am really confused at this family because, like, it just seems like they don't make sense. Like, she can't go to high school, but she can get a job. She, that's like weirding me out. The sister-in-law doesn't want the money back, but y'all are making her do it anyway. Like, it's just really confusing. It just feels like the sister-in-law is about to go no contact with y'all. That's what it feels like to me. That's all I'm going to say about it. But anyway, but all right, guys, I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say. And as always, I will catch y'all later. Mwah! Love you guys.